Have you ever done anything simple like helping someone carry their books or smiling at a classmate and thought nothing of it? Well, it may have just been for a few seconds, but here's the thing. They might have remembered it long after you have forgotten. We often believe that doing something big means change, but today I want to show you that small actions, things that seem ordinary, can also give a big impact to the world. Moving on, let's talk closer to our home, our daily lives. We often think that to achieve change, we need to do something big. Create a company, win an award, lead a protest. But in reality, the world is built on small actions, kindness, choices, efforts that ripple outward. Think about it. A simple smile can change someone's mood. A message saying, "Are you okay?" can be exactly what someone needs to hear. One kind word can make someone feel seen, heard, and understood. These actions don't cost any money. They barely take any time, and their effect can be long-lasting. Moving on, I want to tell you about this story that you might know. A few years back, in Sweden, there was this girl, her name was Greta Thunberg. And on one particular Friday, she decided to skip school, and instead, she stood in front of the parliamentary building and held up a handmade sign that said, "School Strike for Climate." And at first, people just walked by, people ignored her, some people even laughed at her. But she didn't stop, and soon, more and more people started joining her. One by one, then hundreds, then thousands. Remember, from one small act of standing in front of a building holding a sign turned into a global youth movement. She spoke at the UN, she challenged world leaders, and most importantly, she inspired millions. This happened because one person did one thing on one day. You don't need to change the world in one move. You just need to start the ripple. And the ripple doesn't need to be global. It can be personal. Think about a teacher staying back at school, teaching a student to understand a lesson. Think about a friend messaging you just to check in. Think about a classmate that defends a student that's being teased. These are huge matters, but they do matter because they shape us now and how we treat each other. And the best part is, everybody can do these small actions because you don't need to have a title, you don't need to have a trophy, you don't need to have a lot of followers. You just need a heart and the willingness to act even if no one is watching. So if you're still wondering if what you're doing makes a difference, remember this. Even the smallest step is still progress. Even the quietest voice can speak the truth. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be big to be brave. And you certainly do not to be famous to be kind. Because at the end of the day, small actions that are done consistently are better for the world as a whole. So continue, smile, help, share. Because your contribution is much appreciated. And for that, thank you.